Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker. Today is the 8th day of March 2026, and I have a sermon about though we may not think alike. And I'm going to start with John, Gospel of John, 13th chapter, the 34th and 35th verses. I give you a new commandment, Jesus said. That you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this, everyone will know that you're my disciples, if you have love for one another. Northbrae Presbyterian Church was established in 1914 in a garage in a newly developing area on the north side of Berkeley. When this new North Berkeley community was first established, its developers were lobbying the California state legislature to choose North Berkeley as the site for the state capitol. That campaign eventually failed, and Sacramento was chosen as the new capital. The new Northbrae Presbyterian Church building was built on what would have been the proposed site for the state capitol building if the state capitol had been located in Berkeley. I served Northbrae Community Church for almost 3 decades, beginning in the 1970s, 1971. I was their 4th minister in the span of 60 years. My office window looked out over San Francisco Bay and straight out the Golden Gate. It was one of the best views, I think, in the whole state. In the 1920s, the church was growing well. It was drawing on a wide variety of faculty and staff from the University of California. Students in the University of California, Berkeley area tend to live south of campus, and the faculty and staff tend to live north of campus. The church north of the campus was looking less and less like a Presbyterian church and more like a community church. And so they raised a considerable sum of money and bought their independence from the Presbyterian denomination in 1928. So Northbrae Community Church could no longer rely on a standard birds of a feather belief statement as a basis for membership. What would they do as a community church, given the wide range of religious views in the congregation? Well, they looked to a sermon by John Wesley, and this is a sermon from John Wesley from 1771. This is what he said. Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike. May we not be of one heart, though we are not of one opinion. Without all doubt we may. Herein all of the children of God may unite, says John Wesley, notwithstanding these smaller differences. Though we cannot think alike, may we not love alike. It became an important underlying principle of Northbrae Community Church. We embraced a broad spectrum of members who all agreed to affirm one another's differences and to love alike even when we could not think alike. Northbrae really was and really is a community church. Over 50 community groups consider Northbrae their home, from the League of Women Voters to the Berkeley Camera Club to the Begonia Society. Northbrae hosted more than a dozen 12-step meetings every week, including a 6 nights a week meeting of University of California employees who called themselves Drunks Are Us. When the Loma Prieta earthquake hit in 1989, a large Bay Area Jewish congregation became homeless. They agreed to split into two congregations, a San Francisco and an East Bay congregation. And Northbrae was able to offer a home to the East Bay congregation. The rabbi's office was 2 doors down from mine. I taught in the Hebrew school from time to time, and the rabbi spoke at our Sunday service perhaps once a year. Though we may not think alike, may we not nevertheless love alike became an important part of who I am. In my ministry, I have no expectation that others will agree with me. That's not my goal. At the most, I hope that sharing my thought processes might help someone else on their faith journey, which will undoubtedly be different than mine. Jesus told his disciples that he had a new commandment for them. Love one another, just as I have loved you, you should also love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Jesus did not tell his disciples, by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, that you all agree. Not. I believe no two of us experience life or God in exactly the same way. Put 2 Presbyterians or 2 Methodists or 2 whatever in a room for half an hour and they will discover that they differ. They're not the same. God has made us human and unique in our humanness. Difference is a fact of human life. Difference is not a problem until we make it a problem. Though we may not think alike, may we not love alike? This is how people will know that you're my disciples, that you love one another. So what would that love look like? Let's ask Paul. First, that love is patient. It's kind. It isn't envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. Love doesn't insist on its own way. It isn't irritable or resentful. It keeps no score of wrongs, but delights in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. Though we may not think alike, may we not love alike? In these overheated days, does that even make sense? Much of what we hear and read online or on the news is about how awful those people are who don't agree with us. They're the enemy. They're evil. They aren't even really human. They're defective. It feels as though we live in different worlds. We can't even agree on the facts. We seem to have 2 different versions of reality. I used to tell couples that the easiest way to start a fight with your partner is to identify an area of disagreement and suggest that your partner is stupid, crazy, or wrong for holding that point of view. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. The partner will insist that they're not defective just because they don't see or think or act the way you do. Jesus says, people will know that you're my disciples because you love one another. What can we do in the face of disagreeable people who belittle or dehumanize, or who call us names and accuse us of anything they can think of? We lost Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr. this week. He passed away. He was a great icon of the civil rights movement. He was John Lewis's roommate in college, and he was a close confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When asked what he and others in the nonviolent civil rights movement should do when faced with increasing violence, he said, "We just have to become even more nonviolent. Though we may not think alike, may we not love alike." I think John Wesley would agree. I think Jesus would agree as well. Now, God bless you. Thank you for taking time to listen to this. If you find value in it, I hope you'll pass it along. And I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for your attention.